Hey guys, Jay here. Welcome to another convention review. Today we're talking about Sakuracon 2025. And just like every year, there's also going to be a con haul video where I show you the merch and autographs, which will be in the thingy above, card thing, whatever, and the description below. So you can go ahead and check that out whenever you want. I would suggest when this is over, since you can finish watching this video first, then you can go to that one, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, this year, I don't know, man. They're doing some stuff, man. This is a not doing too well. It wasn't a whole negative experience or anything, but the con itself, the people running it aren't doing too good anymore. I guess I'll just get into everything. I'm not going to be giving like some negative review or something, but I do want to talk about a couple of things that happened this year that are being talked about a lot online and something you should probably watch out for. So the week before the convention, there was, or the weekend or something before, whatever, there was some stuff going on. There was a meeting for the staff and stuff. And with this convention, the way it's ran and the way it works, the attendees, once you buy a badge, you're allowed to be in attendance to all of the meetings that happen. And I don't know if they're like on Zoom or whatever. I don't attend them because I just can't be bothered to do that. But other people do. And this year, apparently there was something really bad that was going on with, what was it, ADA. So apparently the con didn't even have an ADA page on their site, which I have no idea why. They probably legally have to. And they just didn't. And this con does a lot of stuff they're not supposed to do, or they don't do things they're supposed to. And the ADA is one of them. They're really, really bad with it, and it was just a nightmare, I guess. And people were just like, they're trying to be like, hey, we need all this for ADA or whatever. And the head of con, like the guy who runs the con or whatever, well, I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but the person who runs the con, what I've heard, was it a he? I'm not sure, but whatever. That person was tone policing everybody, yelling at people throughout the meeting, storming off, getting mad at people just asking questions and trying to figure out ADA stuff. Why? And then to make things worse, this con just does not care about its attendees, period. We got up to the, before we got up to the pre-reg line, to get our badges on Thursday, we'd been reading on Facebook that it was like multiple hour wait, which is weird because the last few years we've been like 20-30 minutes maybe, and even since 2022, that's actually before the new building was put up. It was 23, 24, and then this year, or when we did the new building in 2023 and 24, it was like a 20-30 minute wait. Wasn't a problem. This year, apparently their printers went down, which is like, well, how do you have that many? They have multiple stations. They have like 30, like maybe not 30, but like 15 stations of where you, after you get in their line, you walk up and you get your badge, and there's about 15 of those. And they had like 4 printers running. What, I don't understand the whole problem of why the printers aren't working and why you can't figure this out. And honestly, they should be just printing them out ahead of time. If they know if this is a known problem, they should be printing them all out ahead of time, like one by one, because they're just little paper ones that they rip off, and all they have to do is print them all up, put them all in like alphabetical order, and then look for that name. It's that easy. Or they could do what a lot of cons do and not have a name on your badge and mail them out to you or something. Or they could even have your name and they mail them out to you. I don't know. They could figure something out that isn't this, whatever's happening. And so when we got into the register area, they had someone at the doors saying it's going to be a 5-hour wait at least from where we were. What? No. And I'm gonna put up a video here, if I can get it off my phone. I have it on my phone, but of what the line was like. You'll see the lines where there's the reddish barriers or whatever, like I don't know what they're called, but the where you wait in the lines, and it's like a barrier thing to separate the lines. There's red of those, and then up against the back wall, you can see the line of people going down, and it goes all the way over to a big crowded area that doesn't have any of those red things in the poles and whatever. And that looks like just some big thing, right? Like some concert general admission thing almost. That's actually a multi-zigzag line. So each line going down is zigzagging back and forth, and at the very end, at the closest to the left of the video, that part of the line is what goes over into the lines that we were at, and we just so happened to need ADA, so we got to go to the ADA line, and that was still a 2.5 hour wait. Yeah, we had to use, we were lucky. We brought our collapsible stools, so we had to use those. And it was just a nightmare. Like they didn't have anything. They had maybe 5 or 6 chairs set out at the very front for people to sit on. So, and everyone else just, even if you had a cane or whatever, too bad, you had to stand. They didn't care. Up until we got near the front, maybe like a half hour until we got to get our badge, they started passing down chairs that we could push down for people, and they pushed down like maybe 6 or 7 chairs and stopped, and so only like 6 or 7 people in the line were allowed to sit down that didn't have their own thing to sit on. So we didn't need them, so we pushed them off to the next person. So, but it's like, what if we didn't have them? We would need them, and they only gave out like 6 or 7 to like thousands of people. It's ridiculous. But other than that, after all of that, everything else went fine. The only thing we had an issue with, and I do it in quotes because it really isn't an issue, was peace bonding. So for those of you who don't know, peace bonding is where they put a little thing on your prop. There's probably something here that's peace bonded right now. They put a little thing on your prop, like a ribbon or a zip tie. This one does ribbons. They're like a little plastic ribbon, so it can be stretched and cut off when you're done. But they put that around your prop to show that they've checked it to make sure it's not dangerous. When we went into the summit building, because our hotel was behind the summit, so we were just like, okay, let's just go to that building first, since that's where autographs and the vendor hall is. Let's just go there. And so we went there first, and we literally asked multiple people, and they all said, it's up on the 5th floor. You have to go all the way up there to get peace bonded. Sure, whatever. So we went up to the 5th floor after 4 people actually told us to go up there. We wanted to make sure 4 different people told us to go up there. And I believe a few of them, I think 3 of them were convention center staff, and 1 of them was Sakuracon staff. And so we were like, okay, whatever. So we went up there. There was nobody at the table. The people there was 2 workers for the building, the actual building employees, who had no idea what we were even talking about. And they even called on their walkie-talkies to ask if there was somebody manning this booth. And it sounded like nobody even knew the booth was up there, which was weird because they set it up. So I don't know how staff didn't know it was up there. So we're like, okay, I guess we're not getting peace bonded. Nobody wants to come up here because they literally said no one's coming up. Like, okay, fine, whatever. So we went down and went into the exhibitors hall, and one of the con staff, like the actual Sakuracon staff, and he said, hey, it looks like you guys haven't gotten peace bonded yet. Do you know where to go for that? And I was like, oh, yeah. And we told him what happened, and he was even like, what? I didn't know that was even up there or that was happening. I'm going to find out why. But do you guys know where to go right now? And we're like, no one told us there was anywhere else. We have no idea where to go. And so he brought us to the one that was in the exhibitors hall. There was one against one of the walls. So he brought us over there. And I was like, yeah, we asked like 4 people. Nobody told us there was one down here. We didn't even know it was here. And he's like, oh, well, I'm going to go talk to people about that. So hopefully he talked to people about it. But other than that, everything else was fine. There was no issues. We actually didn't even need ADA for the most part. We do it just in case we need it. But usually we don't. So like if a line is short enough, like we went to go see Damien Haas from Smosh, and he had like 1 person in front of us or something. We don't need ADA for that. What's the point? There's only 1 person in front of us. We're going next anyway. So we're just getting in the regular line. And then we only used ADA for one line, and that was, oh my gosh, who was that? I I can't even remember who it was at this point. Oh, that was Amelie, the YouTuber who does like um, uh, covers of songs and stuff like that. But she's also a voice actor. She does some voice acting stuff. So and that's some of the stuff I'm going to show you in the other video. But we used the ADA line for her because she had like, God, like 200 people in her line. It was like, there's no way we can even be in this line without being in immense pain. So, yeah, it was terrible. And of course, we forgot to bring our stools with us. So we were like, it's just better to do this way, and then we can go sit down and eat or something afterwards. But that's just regular ADA, and that's the only time we needed it. Not a big deal, or at least I think that's the only time we needed it. I don't remember using it for anything else. But that way, if he needed it for panels or something, he could use it on that. But he didn't go to any. Well, he did go to one panel, but he was late, so it didn't really matter. There was no one in the line because it was already done. But other than that, we didn't need it at all. But it was just nice to have just in case. So they were pretty good about doing that. Again, there was really nothing else to talk about. Everything else was fine. The rest of the staff, we didn't need them for anything, but I'm sure they would have been fine. I don't believe I think the only person we asked was that one ADA that we did. And other than that, we didn't do any other things where and then that one guy from the peace bonding thing, obviously. But other than that, other than everything else I've just said, we didn't need them for anything. So we didn't have to ask them. So I don't know. And everything else though, like things like people standing in the middle of the walkways or something, that didn't happen nearly as much as you think it would. There was a couple times where people would just stop in the middle of the hallway, but we could get around them pretty easily. So there wasn't really much. I don't know. There's not much to talk about, honestly. The con was fine itself. We had a lot of fun. So we did get to see all the voice actors I wanted to see. I think I actually forgot to get one signature, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I remember there's one that I know I forgot, but I can't remember what it was. There was one that I ended up not getting because I ended up not caring enough to bother going to it. And that was Erica Mendez, because I have her on a bunch of other stuff, and I really didn't need her as much as I thought I did. And I can see her next time she comes up here if I really need to. It's not a big deal. She's up here quite a bit, so it's not that bad. It was kind of cool that people recognized my Saturday cosplay, which was Hajime from Ari Fureta, which is I did it on Saturday, and that's when we did the Amelie line, because she's in that. So I got to meet her as that, and there's a picture of that as well. So I only took a few pictures at this con because I do the video instead of pictures. But Damien and her were the only two voice actors that I got pictures with. The rest I was not able to afford. I did spend a lot of money, so way more than I want to admit that I spent. But other than that, I keep saying other than that, but there's really not much going on at this convention. We don't do a whole lot. We don't go to panels as much. He goes to Atlas, he goes to panels sometimes, but a lot of times he doesn't. And the one that he did go to, he kind of got bored. They were doing a lot of stuff where he was in the back and he didn't have his glasses, so he couldn't see very well. So he was like, screw it, and left early. But what he did see, or what he heard at least, he thought it was pretty good. So there's that. We even, the guy who runs the panel that he was doing, we even talked to him beforehand, because he was running around. We just happened to run into him. And then, a few other things like that. Nothing all that special. But we don't do too much at these conventions because we're walking around the dealer's hall so much, or walking around the artist alley. Oh, speaking of, I should talk about something that happened that I totally forgot about. There was a fire. It sucks, but it happened. It wasn't arson, as far as we know. So what we were told is it was a fire in the kitchen of the Cheesecake Factory, which is right across the street from the Arch building, the original main building. And both buildings are the convention center, but it's just the Cheesecake Factory is just connected to it. So right next to that is the annex side of the building, and that's where the fourth floor is the artist alley, which used to be the old expo hall. So it even says exhibitors hall right on the thing. like in like letters that are like attached to the building. So smoke got up there and they had to close that down. Like that whole side of the building was closed down for like half the day on Saturday. I believe it was Saturday. So yeah, and that really sucked. So yeah, it was Saturday, but that really sucked. So there was nothing anyone could do about that, but that happened. So the Cheesecake Factory was originally closing down in like a couple months anyway. So I think they're just saying, screw it, we're closing now forever. So can't go there now. Yeah, but that's all that really happened at this convention. There's nothing else to really talk about. This review kind of sucks, probably, and it probably doesn't make much sense, and I'm rambling a lot. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But like always, I don't give these a grade of any kind. I don't give them like a percentage or an A to whatever, A, B, C, whatever, or a 1 star, 2 star, 5 star. I don't do any of that. I just give you information that happened, and then you decide if you want to go. So if you want to go, go. If you don't, don't. We're going back because we always do. It's my home con. So it's literally the Pacific Northwest's largest anime convention. So it's the best one to go to if you really want like attention and pictures and do the big costume. Yeah, that's where to go to do it. That and Emerald City Comic Con, but I can't make it to that or afford that because it's way more. But yeah, so there's the information. If you want to go, go. Again, if you don't, don't. I don't know what to tell you. But that's going to be it for this video. If you like it, go ahead and give it that thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys later.